Who are you? I'm not looking for answers here, but I want you to think. Who are you? And what I mean by that is, how do other people perceive you? I was recently on a trip to Chicago with my son for a band trip. One of the rules while on this trip was during shopping and museum trips, the kids had to be in groups of 3 minimum. My son's group decided to group up with a group of girls. We ended up having 2 chaperones and 7 kids we were watching. A little bit interesting trying to figure out what they want to do because there's more people to think. Irrelevant to that, I noticed some interesting things about my fellow chaperone. We'll call her Hanene. She seemed to be going around to all the kids, and I didn't really know how much she knew them. She obviously had a daughter there, but I didn't know how well she knew the other kids. I wasn't thinking much. I found it interesting and thought she was being unstinting with her advice to the children. Until the final day, Saturday, we were shopping again. Now get this in mind. I'd start every morning at 5 a.m. and couldn't go to bed till 11 a.m. because of my checks and all the things we were doing. I was tired. When I get tired, I just get kind of quiet and just deal with my issues. She comes up to me and she goes, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." And she's like, "No, there's something wrong." "What's wrong?" I said, I'm tired. It's really nothing. I'm just tired. It takes me some time to warm up." She goes, "Nope, that's not it." I didn't know what to do. I had to change my approach to this situation. I said, "Fine. What are you going to do?" "I'm tired. That's it. I'll get over it." And she said, "I can do something." And I said, "What can you do?" "I'll change." I looked at her and I said, "You'll what?" "You can't change for me." She goes, "That's what I do." I said, "That's what you've been doing with all the kids? You ask them what's wrong and you change yourself to adjust to them?" She goes, "Yes, I want people to like me." Wow. You're going to go insane. That's what I told her. How many people know what a brand is? Who's heard of Cheerios? Skippy peanut butter? What does a brand do to those products? It tells you, when you pick up that box of Cheerios, you know exactly what you're going to get in there. You can almost smell it now, as I describe it. A personal brand. Who knows what a personal brand is? A personal brand is just like a product brand, but you're responsible for creating it. Why do we need a personal brand? Why do you need a personal brand? And that's kind of an odd question here. Because the reality is, whether you like it or not, you have a personal brand. Even if you didn't try to make it up. Let's just imagine, I'm going to pick on Gwen. Gwen walked in the door. As soon as Gwen walks in the door, there are a few things that I know are going to happen. She's going to smile, I'm going to smile, and I'm going to feel better. She didn't do anything. She didn't tell me, "Bill, smile." She didn't have to. Her personal brand walks in front of her and says, "This is who I am. You can accept me for who I am, or not accept me, but this is who I am." That's just a small piece, a small snippet. How can a personal brand help you? It's just that. It's like a big billboard that goes in front of you and says, "This is who I am." And then you get to know me. You know what to expect when you open that box of Cheerios. You know who that person is. It leads you, and it's in front of you. What makes up a personal brand? your character, your values, and your principles. I looked it up online because I wanted to be accurate. So I'm going to read it from the definitions that came off of dictionary.com. Character is the mental and or moral qualities distinctive to an individual. Value is your relative worth, merit, or importance. And principles are a rule or belief governing one's own personal behavior. There's one common denominator on all these things. I can't walk up to you and say, change your morals. Because if you don't want to, they are what they are. No one can tell you how to change your brand. You can take suggestions, but you still have to make a choice. These are all what makes you up. So I urge you, take some time, do some reading, and understand what your personal brand is, create that personal brand, and use it in every situation. Do not change who you are in front of your professional people, your personal people, your kids, whomever you're in front of. People like to do that. I'm this person now, I'm this person now. You don't have a brand. You have a mixed person. You need to be who you are. And unfortunately, that means that sometimes people won't like you, but that's okay. You're true to your brand. One recommendation for you is a book that I've been reading. It's an audiobook, but it is a book. Discover Your CEO Brand. And even if you don't plan on being a CEO, it's good to understand what the brand is and why you should build it. Madam Toastmaster.